You're listening to the Home Improvement Report Podcast, episode number 45. Today, I talk about lights, garbage, plumber. Hello, I'm your host, Gary Neidert. Welcome to today's episode where I talk about lights, garbage, plumber. Or said another way, another business acquisition, garbage disposals, and a plumber's advice about using one. Well, yeah. Well, I want to talk about that. There's been an acquisition. You remember GE Lighting? It's a company that's been in business for almost 130 years. Of course, they started out with the incandescent light bulb, and then they were the ones that created the CFL bulb, and then they created the LED light bulb, and now they have created the smart LED light bulb. Well, according to the information that I have here, and I'll just read it to you, Boston-based smart home technology Savant Systems has signed a definitive agreement to purchase GE Lighting, a division of GE. The terms of the agreement were not disclosed. Their GE Lighting's product portfolio includes both home lighting and home smart solutions. And the division will remain headquartered in Cleveland, and there's about 700 GE Lighting employees that will transfer over to Savant when the agreement is complete. The transaction includes a long-term licensing agreement for the GE Lighting brand, which pretty smart. So what they're trying to do here is just build a bigger company. Savant Lighting or Savant Systems. They are a home automation company, and they bought a couple of other companies over the last few years. And according to the information here, quote, Savant's mission from the start has been to create the number one smart home brand in the world. And according to this guy here, Robert Madonna, and I'm confident that the acquisition of GE Lighting has moved us significantly toward that ultimate goal. So Savant, they're involved in all kinds of stuff. Like I said, home automation, home music, all kinds of stuff. They've been in business since 2005, I believe it was. So I find it very interesting. Here, this relatively young upstart comes along and buys up a company that's almost 130 years old. So anyway, they have a big vision, big goal. According to Savant, the acquisition is set to broaden both companies' market reach and create a, quote, union of trusted brands, combining GE Lighting's expertise and legacy with Savant's smart home solutions and commitment to innovation. And my granddaughter agrees. So, you know about the GE light bulb. Here's what to know about the company that bought GE Lighting. This is from the Barron's Daily. The GE light bulb won't disappear, but it will be owned by a different company. Savant isn't publicly traded, but it's on the forefront of some trends that are affecting many private and public companies. Savant is an Internet of Things company, and it wants to make homes smarter and easier to use by linking up all the disparate systems that make modern homes livable. Savant, and here's what I thought was interesting. Savant typically goes to market through professionals or the do it for me, or the contractor, such as builders or electricians. On the other hand, GE is a do it yourself company, and people buy smart lighting, GE smart lighting, through companies like Lowe's or Home Depots, and Lowe's or Home Depot. And then what that does, the Savant, the way I'm seeing it, they look at it as the people that buy the DIY stuff at the big box stores will eventually lead into Savant supplying them with the more sophisticated systems that they offer. So having the lighting business from General Electric gives Savant a direct-to-consumer channel and a strong brand. It's entry-level systems. So they start off little bit of money, $500 or so to get all the lights, the smart lights set up in the home. And here comes Savant Systems with the real sophisticated thing. So GE, let's see here. GE as the overall arching brand. It says here, it may be jarring for investors to think about GE no longer selling light bulbs, although I think they will. After all, Thomas Edison, who founded GE, patented the light bulb more than a century ago. Lighting, however, doesn't drive GE stock anymore. Aerospace does. And the aerospace value chain has been hammered by the COVID-19 pandemic. Far few people are flying these days, and Wall Street analysts believe it will take years to get demand for commercial air travel back to 2019 levels. GE stock, as a result, is down about 41% at the date of this article. And but GE shares, GE stock, GE shares are down a little bit more in aerospace supplier value. GE in recent months have been selling assets. Here's something that GE's been doing, the umbrella company, have been selling assets and paying down debt, in part to prepare for a recession. And so that gives a little bit about it. Now, here's something that was on GE's website. We have been at the forefront of lighting technology for over 130 years. And now powered by Savant, GE Lighting's future has never been stronger or brighter. Pun intended, you think? We have embraced our parent company's mission to provide the best smart home experience, including new and exciting advances in intelligent lighting designed to enhance lifestyle and wellness in any setting. We continue to help you create perfectly lit spaces and smart, healthy environments in which to live, work, and play. We are committed to bringing innovation, exceptional value, and reliability to retail partners and consumers as the number one intelligent lighting and smart home company in the world. So what do you think about that? One more company buys up another company. We talked about some of that a few episodes ago, where a lead generation company bought up another lead generation company. So, who knows what all kinds of acquisitions are going to take place. Now, they said here, this was an interview with the president of Savant, President J.C. Murphy, sheds more light on his company's GE lighting acquisition. And the question was asked, how else do you envision the balance of Savant versus GE lighting technology branding going forward? And he says, of course, the entire brand strategy is a work in progress. Yeah, given that the deal hadn't even closed yet. It was supposed to have been closed first part of June. That being said, we acquired GE lighting, but we also have the rights to the iconic GE logo to place on products of our choosing. But more importantly, we have the brand GE Smart Home. There's no product in the industry today called GE Smart Home. That's just a brand that was owned by GE Lighting that we now own and can use it in some way. Yesterday, I listened to a podcast where the former CEO of Ford Motor Company, he was with Boeing. He was a CEO of Boeing, and then the Ford family tapped him to be the CEO of Ford Motor Company. And according to this podcast and listening to him, he has some really cool things that he was able to do while at Ford. I figured this was back in 2007, 8, 9, 10, somewhere around there. But one of the things he talked about was trying to not go into bankruptcy and trying to not take a government bailout of the company. He was willing to put up for collateral the blue logo, the Ford blue logo, which has value. So that's the iconic brand of Ford Motor Company, the blue oval, Ford, blue oval. He was willing to do that. Well, the story is that, they were able to pay off they borrowed a lot of money. I'm talking billions of dollars. They paid it off. They didn't take the bailout, and they continued on. The point of all that was the brand, the blue oval brand, was worth a lot of money. And just like here at GE, their brand, GE Smart Home, was worth a lot of money, as well as the GE logo. Smart move. Smart move. So anyway, that's interesting. I'd like to know what your thoughts are about GE and taking GE and being acquired by Savant. So what we were going to talk about, lighting, garbage, and plumbers. What a combination. I ran across this, and it's an article, but it's not. It's an advertorial, but it sparked some good questions, I think. And the surprising truth about garbage disposals and septic systems. Brought to you by Incinerator, an advertorial. So basically, the gist of this is they're saying that garbage disposals will work with, and it's not a problem using with a home that has a septic system. Let me read a little bit of this here. Okay, the pandemic is shining a bright light on the kitchen garbage disposal as increased home meal preparation becomes the new normal. Families now rely on their disposal like never before. Some cities even urge homeowners and apartment dwellers to use their disposers more to help short-handed sanitation crews on collection day and homes on a septic system. All systems go for disposers there too. That's the advice of wastewater treatment professional Michael Kellerman, 20-year veteran of the water and wastewater treatment industry. 6 million reasons. He cites 6 million reasons why garbage disposals work just fine in homes with septic systems. Quote, over 6 million U.S. homes on a septic system have a disposer, according to the 2013 American Housing Survey. In general, if the homeowner's home already has a disposal, they're going to replace it because they know the disposer will help keep their home clean, explains Kellerman. Science, not myth. Kellerman understands why homeowners might be skeptical about using a disposer with a septic system. He cautions remodelers and contractors be guided by science and fact, not hearsay. Food waste, according to him, is up to 90% water. When food is ground into the disposer, most particles are between 1/8 of an inch and 1/4 of an inch. Solid buildup is insignificant, he says. So 4 benefits of using a garbage disposal, even with a septic system. A cleaner, more hygienic kitchen. Safe, responsible disposal of wet, smelly food scraps that can support the growth of harmful bacteria. Food waste reduced up to 1/3. A drastic drop in food waste means less dependence on landfills and all the financial, environmental, and health issues they represent. Composting buddy. Disposers can handle bones, eggshells, and dairy products that are off limits to the composter. And a better environment. Food left to decompose in landfill creates methane, a dangerous greenhouse gas. However, there is a landfill not too far from where I live, probably 6 miles or so. And often I will see the methane gas being flared off. So who knows how much of a big deal that is. And it goes on to talk about the Wisconsin-based InSinkErator, the inventor and leading innovator of garbage disposals. So that was their story. So let's see, we've had lighting, we've had garbage. Now let's get the plumber involved. Plumber advice: 7 garbage disposal don'ts. 7 foods not to put down your garbage disposal. Uh-oh. You know, InSinkErator is a big company. They do their research and whatever. But the plumber's out in the field doing the hands-on work in the real life world, not in a controlled environment. And I don't know, maybe the InSinkErator does that. Who knows? I don't know. But I found it very interesting when I saw this. This is an actual plumber. He is Pete Fur and Sons Plumbing and Supply Company. Older article, January 25th, 2016, but it makes for some good advice, I think. Number 1, don't put vegetables and fruit peels. Most vegetables and fruit peels are not the best things for garbage disposals. Fruit and vegetable peels are highly fibrous. This makes it much more difficult for the garbage disposal to break them down. Also, these tend to stick to your garbage disposal and your pipes. How many times, I wonder, has a plumber had to come out on Thanksgiving Day to unstop a sink because somebody put a whole bunch of potato peels down the garbage disposal while they were trying to do their mashed potatoes? I think a family member of mine has had that happen one time. Anyway, number 2, things not put in the garbage disposal: celery and asparagus. Not too big of a problem in my household. We don't eat that much celery and asparagus. My wife loves it. I don't. Just like vegetable and fruit peels, celery and asparagus are extremely fibrous. They're also very stringy. When these strings do not break down, they could get wrapped around the blades, causing serious problems. Also, if the strings go down the drain, they can get caught in the drain, which can lead to clogs. Number 3, eggshells. Oh, wait a minute. Just before they said eggshells, it's okay. Well, according to the plumber here, the guy who works out in the field dealing with this stuff hands-on, there's a myth floating around that eggshells are good for the garbage disposal, and I've heard that. However, this is simply not the case, according to our plumber. Eggshells often get stuck to the garbage disposal blades, causing them to become dull and worn. Number 4, coffee grounds. They may make your drain smell nicer, but they cause the same problem as eggshells. They get stuck to the blades and or the sides of the drain. Number 5, bacon fat, grease, or oil. You're done frying up your bacon for breakfast and you have some grease left over. It can be so tempting to just pour it down the drain and let the disposal deal with it. However, doing this can cause a bigger problem that you will need to deal with later on. Never pour fat or grease down the kitchen sink. The fat will harden on the blades, which will cause them to stick and will cause clogs in your kitchen sink. You want to call the plumber? You want to put that stuff down the drain? Call the plumber or avoid that. Number 6, grains and pasta. Avoid putting pasta, rice, bread, or any grains down your garbage disposal. Water will cause these to expand further, causing clogs in your sink. Remember what, I said something about the potato peelings? Potato peelings are notorious. And just think about this. After the potatoes are done being mashed, and there's the bowl in the sink that the potatoes were mashed up in, let that sit and dry. It becomes very difficult to get off the bowl. So what's that doing? Even let the bowl sit with water in it for a while. What's that doing to your garbage disposal? Number 7, we're going to contradict InSinkErator. But again, this is from the plumber that's out in the field. So, take this all with a grain of salt. Bones and fruit pits. These are items you should never put down your garbage disposal. Bones and fruit pits are difficult for your garbage disposal to break down. Kind of makes sense. I mean, you put a peach pit down there and it just rattles around for a long time until it goes down the drain. But does it really break up? I don't know. I haven't looked, but I would think it's pretty difficult. Your garbage disposal may even break if it attempts to dispose of these items. So, what do you think about that? Lights, garbage, plumber. Well, interesting information about the lighting, the acquisition of GE lighting, and let's see what they're going to do with that. GE lighting using the DIY aspect to get people involved and interested in the home automation process, which Savant takes care of. Then the InSinkErator, you can use a garbage disposal with, if you have a septic system, according to InSinkErator. And we had an opposing view of what you can and cannot put down a sink. Our plumber says 7 items you can't put down the garbage disposal. So there we go. Let me know what you think about that. And I thought it was kind of interesting. And my take on things, sometimes it just has a strange little twist up here in my noggin. So anyway, what's coming up next on the Home Improvement Report? Well, I talked with Chris Miles the other day. He is a proponent of building science. He's done a lot of research. He's gone to a lot of conferences. He builds his homes based on building science. Well, I'm working out of time to have Chris Miles on the program where he talks about building science. And I'm really looking forward to that. I think that's going to be a really cool one. And I'm constantly researching and searching for new information in the home improvement industry that consumers and contractors alike will enjoy. Also, I'm working on lining up some fantastic guests that I know you'll get some great insight from. Maybe you could be a guest on the program here. I bet you probably know someone that would be a great guest for the Home Improvement Report. Let me know a little bit about your story, their story, friends that you may know that would be a good guest for the Home Improvement Report. I'm always looking for great stories of business successes. The story behind the story. Check us out on our website, thehomeimprovementreport.com. And of course, you can also go to iTunes, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and more to listen to us. Subscribe to the podcast and listen to the previous episodes of the Home Improvement Report. Contact me if you have any questions regarding today's podcast. I'm Gary Neidert, and you've just experienced the Home Improvement Report. Call me, 972-771-7899. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching.